Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I hope you and your family members are doing good because that is the most important thing, and for rest we are here to talk. So we were doing our pattern wise DSA sheet, and in that we were doing inside array, we were doing prefix sum pattern. Inside this we will do the next question, which is subarray sum divisible by k. So let's read the problem statement. It says we will be given an integer of array and an integer k. We have to return the number of non-empty subarray. Means we have to return all those subarrays that have a sum divisible by k. Okay, so we have to return the count of such subarrays whose sum is divisible by k. Okay, now let's see the constraint. Constraint says it will be 3 into 10 power 4. Why we always read the constraint? Because we know if n is 3 into 10 power 4, n square will become 9 into 10 power 8, and that will give you TLE. Hence we need to optimize in this case. And if you see nums of I is positive or negative, why we say this? Because this helps us to choose what pattern we have to apply so that it will be optimized. K can also be 2 to 10 power 4. Okay, so now let's see the brute force idea, and then we will jump on to the optimize approach. Problem says we have to count all such subarrays. So let's count this 4. Is this 4 a subarray? Yes, it is. But is this 4 divisible by k? No, it is not. So hence 4 is not a valid subarray. Again 4, 5. Is this 4, 5 is a subarray? Yes, it is. Is this summation divisible by k? No. Summation is 9 and it is not divisible by k. Hence it is not a valid subarray. Similarly, in this way, if you will see the whole, this is a subarray. And if you will see the summation 4 plus 5, 9, minus 2, 7, minus 3, 4, plus 1, 5, and that is divisible by 5, and hence you can say ki yes, the subarray which starts with I index 0 is this which is valid. Again we will start from this point and we will see is this, and we will see is this a subarray? Yes, it is. Is this divisible by k? Yes, it is. Hence it is a valid subarray. Next time 5, 0. Yes, it is divisible by k. So what we are doing? Actually, we can run 2 for loops to print all the subarrays how we use, correct? But instead of printing it, we can count all such subarrays summation and check if it is divisible by k. If it is, we will do count plus plus. Yes. So what I am saying, because we have to do a count, so we will initialize a count variable, let's say int count, which is from 0. Now we want to run I for loop, like I is equal to 0 to I less than n, which is nothing but nums dot length and I plus plus. Why I am doing this? Because I want to see every subarray starting with this point. So I can see this 4, then 4, 5, then 4, 5, 0, then 4, 5, 0 minus 2, and so on. Next time when I will point to this, I want to see subarrays from this point onwards. Means 5, 0, 5, 0 minus 2, 5, 0 minus 2 minus 3, and so on. So when I will be sitting here, I want another pointer now, which will start from this index, and this will this all elements will be considered. Yes or no? Yes, I want. So can I say I will run another for loop from int j, which will start from I index only, and it will go till j less than, and then what? J plus plus. Yes, I want. Yes. So if my I is standing here, my j will start run from here, then go here, here. Now what I want to do with this element which is pointed by j? Can I say I want a summation of all those? Yes, I want. So can I say I want a summation? So sum plus is equal to nums of j. Yes, I can say. Okay, but where we have to define this sum? For every I index, there will be new sum variable now. Means if I am at 0, so I can say my summation will be 0, then 4 added, then 5 added, then 0 added, then minus 2, and so on. Yes. When I am starting with I is equal to 1, can I say I want a new subarray sum, which will initially 0, then 5, then 0, then minus 2, and so on? Yes. So can I say I have to initialize this sum variable just above this for j loop? Yes. So what I will do? Int sum is equal to 0. Okay, now after calculating this sum, what is our task? We have to check if this is a valid subarray sum or not. Why? Because we have to check na if this sum modulo k, if it is perfectly divisible by k, the modulo should be 0. And if it is this, then what we will do? We will simply count plus plus, saying ki yes, this subarray is a valid subarray whose summation is divisible by k. Correct? Yes. And after coming out of this for loop, 2 for loops, we can simply return our count, because the question only asks us to return the count. Yes, it is very simple. But let's see the time complexity. Here we are using 2 for loops, and that 2 nested ones, and also for every I is running from 0 to n minus 1 now, and for every I we are running this j from I to last. Now when I will point to this from I to last, again when I will point to this from I to last, so can I say for every I, j is running for nearly n minus 1, n minus 2 and so on. So hence the total time complexity will be O of n square. And you saw the n was equal to 3 into 10 power 4. So n square will become 9 into 10 power 8, and this code will give you TLE, and hence you need to optimize this. So let's submit this brute force code first. First we'll calculate nums of length and initialize count variable, and we will run the for loop for every I, and inside that every I want the j loop to run from I to n, and in that we have to calculate the summation of every number so that it will become the summation of subarray. If that summation is modulo k gives 0, means it is perfectly divisible by 0, then we can simply count plus plus, and then at the end we can simply return the count, because that will say ki yes, it is number of such subarrays which is having summation divisible by k. Now we have run this, it passed. Now let's submit this code. As you can see, we have got TLE because the time complexity was O of n square, and it would be 9 into 10 power 8, and that gives TLE. So hence we need to optimize this. Yes, but remember all these points. The numbers can be negative also. Why? Because it helps us to choose which pattern we have to apply. Okay, so whenever we talk about the optimization technique, we have learned 4 different patterns in array, and those were 2 pointers, sliding window, prefix sum and cadence. 2 pointers we use when our array is sorted, and we have to take care about only 2 points. Like here if you see 5 and minus 2, nothing in between. Okay, but here we don't want that, and anyhow this is not sorted, so 2 pointers neglected. Now sliding window help us to give the summation of subarrays, but negative numbers are not allowed, so hence sliding window cancelled. Now prefix sum, can we apply prefix sum? Yes, prefix sum can work. Okay, can we apply cadence? No, cadence not. Cadence, even though cadence allows the negative number, but it gives the maximum summation only one time. It won't help you to count such numbers or such subarrays. So hence we have to go with prefix sum. And as you know ki prefix sum help us to calculate the summation of all such numbers multiple times. Yes, multiple times, but alone prefix sum won't help you to count the number of subarrays. You need to take care of hash map also. Remember? Yes, in the previous question also we have discussed a similar approach. If you have not visited that, I will definitely add somewhere here. You can go and check that question, and if you do understand, we can move forward from here. So the idea is very simple. We want the summation to be exactly divisible by k. Yes. So I will see, is this 4 divisible by k or not? No, it is not. No, it is not. Okay. So can I say for what number it left with? Like what is the modulo for this? Why I am saying this? Let's see. Suppose I got 4 and then I got 5. Correct? Yes. So I will add this. I will say summation is 4. Yes. And it is not divisible by k. So what was the modulo for this? Modulo was 4. So I am saying let's save this in map, saying I found it for how many times? 1 time. Okay. Now next time my prefix sum will add 5 also, and the summation will become what? 9. Yes, 9. And what modulo does 9 gives? 9 also gives the same modulo, na? Yes. What modulo it gives? 9 also gives modulo 4. And is this 4 already there? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So what does this mean? This means that at the previous index we had 4, and this index also modulo is 4 only. Means can I say from the point next to it, I have found a subarray whose sum is exactly divisible by k? Yes, and that is the basic idea for hash map plus prefix sum. If this feels confusing to you, trust me, just solve 2-3 questions or 4 questions at max from these patterns, and you will be able to understand why we do this thing. Basically, I am saying this to answer your question. If you are thinking why can't you think this on your own, because this is a pattern. First you have to learn this, then only you can apply it. So our focus will be to calculate the sum. Okay, go forward, calculate the sum, then calculate the remainder. Calculate the remainder or modulo. If it is there in the map, then you can say yes, you have found the subarray. Okay, but how many subarrays? How you will answer? That number of subarrays will be defined by what is the frequency of the 4 also. Here the frequency of 4 was 1. So hence we can say the only valid subarray is 1. If the frequency was 2, the valid subarray will be 2. Let's see how. Now let's take another example which is having 4, 5, 5. Initially we will be at 4 and we will see no, 4 is not divisible by k, correct? And in the map we have no such element, so we will put 4 with frequency 1. Yes. Next time our prefix sum will go here and total sum will become what? 4 plus 5, 9. Yes. What is the modulo for 9? Because 9 is not divisible by k, correct? So what is the modulo for 9? Again we saw modulo for 9 is 4 only. And is there any 4 sitting in the map? Yes, it is. What is the frequency of that? 1. So I can say that till this point I have found one subarray whose sum is divisible by what? K. Correct? Okay. Now we'll move forward. But before moving forward, can I say that when I was here, I found 1, 4 modulo, and when I was here, I again found 1, 4 modulo. So before moving, just increment it one more time. Okay. Why incremented? Told you, because when I was at 4, I found only 1, 4. But when I was at 5, so total summation was 9. And 9 modulo k is again 4. So I can say I have found 2 times 4 now. Yes. So till now I have found only one such subarray. Now my prefix sum will move ahead and it will say prefix sum will be 14 now. Now let's see. Is this 14 perfectly divisible by k? No, it is not. No, it is not. Okay. So what is the modulo? Modulo is 4. Do we have modulo 4 in the map? Yes, we have. What is the frequency for that? 2. So earlier total frequency was 1. Now 2. So in total we have found 3 such valid subarrays. And if you will see, this is a valid subarray, this is a valid subarray, and this is also a valid subarray. Yes, because 5 modulo 5, it is equal to 0, means we can say ki 5 is divisible by k. Similarly, this 5 is divisible by k. Yes. Now this 5 plus 5, 10 is divisible by k. Yes. So hence we have found 3 such numbers of subarrays. So hence you saw how this map helps us. Yes. One more thing, do you think we have to initialize? Why I am saying this? Let's see. I am saying, suppose we have only 5, okay, and here in the map, because we are dependent on map only, so in map we have nothing, and we saw here ki what is the summation? Summation is 5. Is this 5 perfectly divisible by k? First we will calculate the remainder. We found remainder is equal to 0. Do we have anything 0 here? No, we don't have. So in this case you will end up saying we have not found any such subarray. So I am saying, whenever the question says or you think we have to use prefix sum plus hash map, think about the initialization. Okay, so here we will initialize our 0 with 1, saying if you have nothing, like if you found 5, so 5 modulo 5 is 0. So when you found 0, you can say yes, I have 0. What is the frequency for that? 1. So I can say I have found what? 1 total number of subarray. Okay, you can increase this one more time, saying suppose you have 5 and 5. Okay, so this time you say yes, I have. So for this you can say yes, I have found one valid subarray. Next time the prefix sum will move to this and now summation will become 10. Is this perfectly divisible? Yes, it is perfectly divisible. But when you were it here now, you saw 1. So before moving forward you have to update this 0. Yes, so I will update this 0 to 2 now. And when I will move here, the summation will become 10. And 10 is perfectly divisible by k. What is the remainder? Remainder is 2. And what is the frequency in the map? 2. Means till now we have found 2 such numbers, summation, whose modulo was 0. And I can say ki hence when I reached here now, I found 2 such subarrays which ends with this location. What I am saying? Ends with means this 5 alone is also a summation, and this 5 and 5 is alone also a summation. So I can say total 2 valid subarrays which ends with this location, and now only 1 valid subarray which ends with only this location. So total 3 such subarrays. So hence we are dependent on the remainder theorem here. Okay, and this concept is also called hash map plus remainder theorem. So what we need first, so we will calculate a hash map. I am just writing here ki first we will calculate hash map somewhere here, and then in map, suppose name it map. Okay, so of integer type, let's write. So we want to put key and value. Key will be remainder and value will be frequency. Let's name it map is equal to new hash map. Then in map I want to put initialize 0 with 1 count. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, I have initialized. Now we have to count all such numbers, valid subarrays. So we will say int count is equal to 0. Correct. Now I want to run from this number. Correct. I want to run from this number. So we can run a for each loop also int num. Correct. And one by one I want what? Every number from num, so that I can do summation. But for summation we need a variable. Int sum is equal to 0. We can say prefix sum also. Okay. This can be a prefix sum. Say, let's see, prefix sum is equal to 0. Now inside this what we will do? We will say prefix sum plus is equal to nums of I. Okay. Now we have the prefix sum. What we want? We want remainder. So we will calculate the remainder. So int remainder is equal to what? It will be prefix sum, correct? Prefix sum modulo k. Yes. Now I have. So we have to check, do we have this remainder in map or not? Okay, so what we will do, if map dot contains, if our map dot contains what, remainder, if it is true, then what is the frequency, whatever is the frequency of that remainder in the map, that will be our count of such subarrays. Yes, so we'll do count plus is equal to map dot contains, sorry, map dot get remainder, correct? And now we can add it, and even though we have added, still we have to add in a map now. So we will do map dot put, what we want to put, remainder. But let's check if we have any default value. But before putting, we have to see now if what if there is no such key. So basically for that we will apply the default value. So we'll say map dot get, first let's try to get the remainder value. If we don't have, get or default, get or default, okay, with what, remainder if we have the value, or else initialize with 0 and then do +1, okay, for every such numbers. And after coming out of this, we can simply return our count, that will give us the final count. But as said, the number can be negative also. What if initially only it was -4, it was -4, so can I say the remainder will be, like if you see prefix sum -4 modulo k -4, okay, because -4 modulo 5 will give you -4 only, and -4 is not a valid number, because if an array is 0 based indexing na, 0 1 2 3 4, and when I am saying -4 means -4 from the like right side. Okay, so we are talking about first index. So how to get -4 from right side, which is first index? Nothing but we will do -4 plus k, and k is nothing but 5. So hence, before adding this now, before checking this, let's check ki if your remainder is negative now, if your remainder is negative, so just do this ki remainder plus is equal to k. Okay, like it will bring, means -4 from right side will be 1 only. So to get it, we have to add this k. Now let's say the time complexity. We are using only one for loop, correct? And inside this we are using map, and even though we are finding this contains key method or through get or default, it will take only O of 1 time complexity. So time complexity will be O of n only. Space will be, tell me, space will be O of n or O of k. Are you putting every number or are you putting every remainders now? So for every k, how many numbers will be there, right? Remainders will be there from 0 to k minus 1, and that is nothing but what, k. So hence the space complexity will be O of k and time complexity will be O of n. So now let's code for this. First we will create a hash map. So let's say hash map of type integer, yes, and integer means key and values will be integer. Let's name it map new hash map, correct? Yes. Now we want a count variable initialized with 0, and we want a prefix sum variable also initialized with 0, correct? Now we want to run a for loop or for each loop int nums, okay? And what we want to do, in prefix sum I want to add every number, like every num, correct? After adding, I have to calculate the remainder. So int remainder is equal to what, prefix sum modulo what, modulo k. Can I say yes? Yes. Now we have to check what if remainder is negative. Yes. If remainder is negative, what we will do, in the remainder we will simply do plus is equal to k to make it positive. Yes. After this, our task is to check if the remainder is there already in map or not. So we will do map if map dot contains key, correct? Contains key what, for remainder if we have in the map, correct? So what we will do, we will do count plus is equal to whatever is the frequency. So map dot get frequency of what, remainder, yes, yes. Now what we will do, we have counted if there is any such frequency, and even if it is present or not present, we have to put back again in the map. So what we will do, we will do map dot put, we want to put what, remainder, and what frequency we want to put. First we have to check what if there is no such numbers or no such key, correct? First get the value for that remainder, otherwise initialize with 0 and then do the +1 and put this. After coming out of this for loop, we can simply return the total count as an answer. So now we can run this. Sorry, we forgot to add that initially, remember we have to put the 0 na. So map dot put, we have to put what, 0 with 1 frequency, remember? Yes, that was our initialization of map na. Yes. So now we can run this, and now let's submit this. As you can see, it has passed with total frequency, and you can see it is somehow faster, and of course that was giving me TLE, correct? So this was your Java code. I hope you understood, and if you are from Python background, here is the Python code with the same logic, and if you are from C++ background, then here is your C++ code with the same logic. So now with this we can go in our sheet and we can mark the next question as to be done. I hope you guys understood, and do mark this with me and do let me know in the comment section by saying submitted or understood, so that I will get to know that you guys are learning with me. And I hope all these videos are helping you. If it is, do like and subscribe, and you can even share with your friends if you feel this will be helpful for your friends as well. And if you guys are new to this channel, we are following this pattern wise Rising Brain DSA sheet. You can get the link from the description, or if you want to connect with me through all the social medias like LinkedIn, Twitter and Instagram, all the links are in the description below. So that's it. Let's meet in another video with some more interesting topics and questions. So then keep learning, take care of yourself and your family too.